Alright guys, we're back with another How Good Are They at 55% this time round with, and I'll say his name properly, Crimson Marseillan Super Saiyan Rose 3. I think I only pulled one dupe in him, but we're going to try him out at 55% nonetheless, just because we can. We do again have a full Heroes crossover team, aside from Zamasu, just because his best linking units are Easy A Tech Broly, and I haven't actually finished doing the Easy A's yet, like the actual stage. The new Limit Breaker SSJ3 Broly, who I'm yet to Dokkan Awaken yet, but he's not that great anyway. So right now, he isn't linking too well. Like, we're missing Godly Power, which is big. We're missing Brutal Beatdown. We're missing Nightmare, which is a bit of a shame. But I do think his link set, when it comes to running Rose on a Heroes team, is going to take a bit of a hit, which is why we've run dual Roses. So eventually, or I was going to say hopefully, we can have one in base before the other one transforms. However, we can do that, but it won't be able to be with my one in base and this one transformed, because they've appeared on the same turn, which is really annoying. And then, of course, by the time this one comes back, this one would have transformed. So we can do it that way. But linking wise, it's not the best. It's not the best, I'll be honest. But we'll see how he does. So we are starting with 173k attack stat, 149k defense. We do have 3 or more crossover category allies on a team, so he does have guaranteed guard and an extra 100% defense, rather than relying on his 50% chance to guard that he naturally has. 3.48 is not a bad start. Remember, he does stack 30% attack every turn and raises his defense by 30% for one turn as well. Naturally, has 5 additional because he is a Fizz unit, which is good. And he's tanking double digits to start with, which is nice. He does start the turn with Key +3, attack and defense +180, and gains an additional attack and defense +150 when attacking. And this is the thing, and he has one of these in base and one of these after he transforms. And it's very restrictive, not so good conditions. And that is, he will launch an additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super when you're facing an enemy whose name includes Goku. Slight problem with that is, all of the difficult content, or at least meaningful difficult content in Dokkan right now, they're all extreme class enemies, let alone facing a Goku. You know, currently on Global, you're looking at Sin Shenron, will soon to be a Mega. You're looking at Fusion Zamasu. If you want to go back far enough, you're looking at Red Zone Broly, a Mega, Cell Max's own event. There's no Goku that you face. And because he's a stacking unit, and I did say this when we saw their details, because he's a stacking unit, you kind of naturally, and Dokkan's done this a lot recently, you kind of want an additional built-in somewhere that has no conditional restriction tied to it, and then maybe another one that does. It'd be a little bit more annoying if it was stacking defense rather than attack, but even so, I feel like he should have had like a 50% additional super, or a 70, but a 50 if you want, just naturally built in. Maybe because he's a Fizz unit and he naturally has 5 additional, they didn't do that. Or because it's a Heroes banner, so, you know, you're most likely to pull multiple of him anyway. But it would have been nice if there was just a standard additional built-in, 70, 50% chance, something like that, that he just had. And then lock the other one, which you could have kept at 70% or made guaranteed, behind facing a Goku enemy. Because outside of specific Super Battle Road ESBR stages, you're not really going to face Gokus, or unless it's the legendary Goku event, which is just piss easy nowadays. So I do think that's a shame. But this is why I did bring Zamasu with me. You know, the annoying thing is, I brought Zamasu with me, but you need... Actually, no, it's 3 or more crossover category allies on the team, not the turn. So he actually still has guaranteed guard. What link do we lose out on? Super Saiyan. And prepared for battle. But our attack stat does jump up to 253k, also off of 1 stack. Are we missing anything stat-wise? I don't think so. Oh no, we lose a bit of attack. We're still going to leave it like this. So So that's where me pulling a dupe, and again, it being a heroes banner with only heroes units and guaranteed featured unit is going to come in handy to hopefully get dupes for this guy. We're up to 4.1 already though, which is quite nice. And again, if we had dupes, there'd be a chance of an additional super. But because he does stack, I do really wish there was an additional that he just got for free and another one that was locked behind, of course, having a very specific condition. But now we're transforming, we're all buff, we're looking majestic. No voice lines that we get to miss out on. So at this point, I mean, if we did lose some HP or if we did have a lot of HP lost, we were recovered 40% HP once only. Does transform just naturally on turn 5, which isn't too bad. It's a little bit late in this current climate, but still, it does put him at his strongest or his peak near an eye when you need him to be to finish the event off, I guess. He does stop stacking. So again, this is what I mean where if they just gave him a for free additional, that stacking on his attack would have meant more. Because then you could build him up as much as possible, if you're lucky of course, and then he transforms and then he stops stacking. So really annoying that they've locked his only additional in his passive behind a condition. But other than that, he's still good. He's still good. He has guard. So now he does raise attack and defense by 30% for one turn. As I said, he does recover 40% HP once only, but then recovers 15% HP at the start of every turn, which is nice. We do... Oh no, this is the friend one. This is the friend one. So actually, we're going to do this. But mine will transform next turn. I did want to get them, as I said, both linked up together. Like, mine in base, this one transformed and vice versa, but it didn't work out that way because they both started on the same rotation. Really surprised that Rose doesn't have big bad bosses, though. Maybe it's because he's Super Saiyan 3, I don't know. But they gave, like, what is it, Cooler and Janem? No, they gave 2 extreme units big bad bosses, just not him. Might have been Cooler and Janemba. But he doesn't have big... I don't get why Rose doesn't have big bad bosses and 2 of the other units do. It doesn't make sense. Like, Rose is a big bad boss, bro. Like, literally, like, I think almost every Rose unit, if not every Rose unit, has big bad bosses. But this one doesn't. Irks me a little bit, if you couldn't tell. So now mine has got the HP recovery. He is going to start with key +4, attack and defense plus 200%. Still gain the 150 when attacking on attack and defense. He will raise attack and defense by 150. The more HP remaining, the greater the stat boost. That's where the healing comes in. He has guaranteed guard now. So no matter what, even if you don't have a crossover team, he will guard no matter what. Still links fairly well. So we're up to a 500k attack stat off of stacking. We still only have 176k defense before we do attack. But again, the guard is now guaranteed no matter what. So I was also stunned, so it doesn't actually matter what happens this time. He'll also launch an additional attack. There's a high chance of becoming a super attack, so a 50% chance. 7.3 again at 55% is actually not bad. That's actually quite solid. But that 50% chance of an additional will only pop, and again, this is the second annoying condition, if you're facing an enemy whose name includes Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Like, why? Like, he'll launch an additional attack, there's a 50% chance of becoming a super attack, and if there is an enemy whose name includes Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, launches another additional attack, there's a 70% chance of becoming a super attack. So now he has one built in. He has an additional built in, which is nice. I do still think that he would have needed the guaranteed additional, or not the guaranteed additional, but the for free additional, if you will, in base where he's stacking and it means more. But now he has basically a for free additional built in. But then it's tied behind an even more restrictive, like a very specific, like the guaranteed one. I mean, it's fine because it's guaranteed. But it's very specific. You got to be facing a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan enemy. Actually, it's not even guaranteed. For a 70% chance of an additional super. Again, all of the difficult meaningful content. You're facing extreme class enemies. None of them are a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan enemy. Unless it's Super Battle Road, ESBR, Goku or Vegeta event, which again is piss easy nowadays. See, when he transforms, because he has one built in and then one that has a very restrictive condition, I'm fine with it. But again, the one built in would have been even more useful while he was stacking. So I do think that's a little bit of a shame on that front that he didn't get it there. But now that Cell isn't stunned, let's see how he's defending with his guard, how much he's tanking for. 37k pre-super, because he's missing 150% attack and defense, isn't that bad. 228k on a super also isn't that bad. We've lost a lot of our boost as well, because we've lost a lot of HP. We do have an extra little bit of attack and defense because we've attacked. We also did get an additional, so that's actually 30% attack and defense twice for the turn, which is nice. This is where dupes are going to play a clear role for Rose, more so than Vegito. We did tank double digits afterwards, which is nice. But I think that's the only qualm with his kit that I have is, I mean, a little bit of his link set. If I could freely run him with like all of the Rosés and Masu units, I would do so, and it probably wouldn't be that bad. But his link set, while they're good links, isn't the best set, but his actual links are actually quite decent. And for the fact he doesn't have big bad bosses, doesn't make sense to me. Again, maybe because he's Super Saiyan 3, who knows. The other thing is, as I said, I do really think he should have a passive built in, or an additional built into his passive while he's actually stacking, and not just having one that's tied behind a very specific and restrictive condition that you're 9 times out of 10 not going to get off when it matters most currently in Dokkan. Those are my only two qualms with this unit. Otherwise, at 55%, he's decent. He's actually quite decent. But I do think dupes on Rose is going to be a lot more noticeable and a lot more impactful than, say, a Vegito with all of his damage reduction. But let me know how you found him at 55% and how you've been enjoying him if you have dupes as well and all the other heroes units. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a good rest of your day, and peace.